Hello, welcome to another Hero Wars video. Again, with the dungeon grinding the Titanite. I decided to make another video because at each stage, as we get stronger, there's new strats, there are different things that we can do. So I just wanted to go over again some basics in case if some of you have not seen my previous video. I wanted to show you precisely some of the things that I look at here. There is a chart that helps you know exactly what to do in the game in terms of building your Titans, what to prioritize, what to build first. Of course, we want to start with our, bring them up here, with our Angus. We make sure that all of those get up. Also, screen loads might be a little slow, simply because we are dealing with an emulator here. But our Angus and our Sigurd have a very specific priority to them in terms of survivability, because these are your two front tanks that you're going to be running in two different rooms each. Also, the chart in question, I can put a link down in the description of this video so that you can reference that for how to build your Titans. You can also look at my previous videos. Right now I'm actually on building these artifacts for Iraji, and right now we certainly have the gold. We're just waiting on the days to pass so that we can have enough fairy dust. Yes, fairy dust will become the pace car for how quick one can build. With that said though, every now and then, if I feel like it, I may do something, I may upgrade something else other than trying to get all of these to 120. Every now and then I might throw in some extra defense or some extra health. I've been prioritizing extra defense because it's a per hit thing as opposed to of a set value, because once you get hit and that health is gone, then it's just gone. But being able to decrease the amount that they hit you, that they attack you for, the damage is going to be decreased. This helps the survivability of the Angus after we get the weapon all up. Additionally, what I've been doing is wanting to focus also on anything that will increase physical attack for Hyperion. So for example, the balance seal here certainly is something for me to emphasize. Also to be able to increase the skin. Reason being is, as I've shown in a previous video, frigid healing. Roughly after his first attack he does frigid healing, and then he does so again after about maybe 25 seconds or so. This healing value is based on attack. This is physical attack, so it's any increase you do is multiplied by 2, and that's where you get your healing. And so if I wanted more healing, I can just up the physical attack on Hyperion. Additionally, this is also true for Ayari, that this healing per second is going to be based on attack. So increasing her skins will increase this. And also, let me see, I don't think there was any other reason for her. No, there is. Oh yeah, and also the physical attack here. That's also a possibility. Other than that, I have incorporated Solaris at times if I want additional healing. The only thing for her is basically her weapon, and this has an increase of health generation. I believe I had misspoke in one of my previous videos in saying that her health regeneration is higher than any others. So with that said, Hyperion, let's see, Hyperion at max, but not max star. It looks like it's going to be a total of roughly 100,000 at max. And I'm going to guess that maybe that's what Solaris is going to be when it's maxed out. You get 100,000 per second for 9 seconds. But yeah, adding in Solaris is key. If you don't have Solaris, Ayari is the priority first. The physical attack is just very good healing per second. So if this runs for 5 seconds as it says, then I mean you're getting a lot of health increase. Also, when you think about in terms of healing, don't try to win as quickly as possible. There are a few matches where you can kind of stretch it out a little bit and you can get just a little bit more healing out of it. As you'll see with our strategy, we're going to be doing that anyways. With that said, I don't think there's anything else to emphasize. I know that some people will probably be using Avalon with their Angus for a while just because it adds some additional healing and also the shield, which also increases with attack. So being able to absorb a million, that's just cool. So with that said though, the problem with using Avalon is, as we'll see, you won't be able to do auto attack using solo Angus, which I will show both here in this presentation. So with that said, all your main Titans, you get them to 120. As you can see, my Nova's 110, and then I'm going to be working on Moloch. Moloch can be used as a tank in case Araji's health starts to get low. So that's kind of key. The others, I don't really do anything with them because I don't compete in wars at the moment. My focus has been trying to work towards a kind of very simple auto complete infinite dungeon. I want to see if that's possible on mobile. I know it is on the web. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into dungeon then. I don't think I have anything else to say at the moment. I did a little extra Titanite yesterday after 9 o'clock, but the game reset, so we're starting at the beginning, even though the contribution down here is 546, and we're ready to go. Actually, one other thing is not this. Yeah, so 186 Titanite per day will be able to get you these Titan skin stones. Get both of those. Hit the reset on the bottom, and then you can do it again. So you can get 2,000 Titan skin stones a day if you do at least 186 Titanite per day. This is huge growth. That's exactly what you want. Also, we had a recent change since my last video, and that is that they're now offering Titan skin stones here in the Guild War shop. I'm going to be collecting these just because it's a priority for me to get those maxed out. So it looks like we could get a lot of Titan skin stones. As of right now, some people are using the evolution booster and saving up for that. The heroes I'm using are already boosted, so I don't really care. So I just been throwing them into the Guild War trophies and then throwing them into the Titan skin stones. Okay, the only other thing to mention is I only build my Titans when I need to. I probably could just make them stronger, but the Titan potion is kind of low on my priority list just because the people I have maxed out are pretty much where they need to be, so I've kind of slowed down on the Titan potion. I've been just saving on to these Titan soul coins, mainly because, as you can see, I got plenty of gold. All I'm waiting for is that dust. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and jump in here. If you have an option between a fire, water, or earth room, definitely take one of those. Try to avoid the mixed room as your first one, just because you need to get everything charged up, and I just think you take too much damage. So we're going to basically get all these primed up and ready to go. We'll be able to tank enough health with Sigurd at the beginning, plus he gets a lot of healing, so we're just going to kind of wait it out here. In fact, I'm probably not even going to use my shield. But I will do this, wait for the stun to a slight delay, and then we can reduce. And as you can see, right around 132, we got some more healing from Hyperion. So everything's primed. As you can see, do not use your ultimates. Just make sure that you are regulating the energy bar, the yellow on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to jump in here with this. I'm going to go ahead and get these two in here. Eden just helps to pull one down. It just helps reduce some damage while we're charging up here. And what I'll do is I'll save Avalon because I want to show you what I do. You should be able to manually do this room with Avalon. Okay. Alright, so I typically don't use fire. As you can tell, there's a huge disparity between going into the fire room versus the water room. Look at the Titan power in the fire room. It's very low. I rarely do fire, but I've been doing fire lately just because Araji one-shots everything now with minimal damage. And I can just use auto on it. That's good. But we're going to continue with this room here. Start that off the beginning. Does more damage when they're far off. Block that. When Nova goes to throw, I throw. When Sigurd's shield starts to go down, I make sure I start to reduce. Now we're just going to wait for our... Well, I'm not even going to use it. Just going to wait. I have to think about that because Nova is used... Maybe I used Nova too late because I was thinking. Anyways, so we're just going to throw all of these in here, really, just get things some things charged up. But Araji's going to melt them down If you don't have a strong Araji, then this will be a treat to see. Alright. So I got things charged up there. Alright, so this is actually a good room. Alright, now we can get our Ayari start to build. Yeah, and I think we could do a full blast with Raji and get filled up at the end. Right before he hits. There we go. Wait till he does his speed up. Come on, Angus. Well. Okay. Not bad though. Okay. We're good. Alright. Now to get some healing going on, we want to make sure our Sigurd stays alive. And go ahead and cancel that. Right before the shield runs out, we're going to run one of those. Then we just sit here and wait. We're going to use our Nova right here when he ducks down. Vulcan does a lot of damage with his blaster, so alright, so you notice I use Nova twice in a fight. The first stun doesn't really do as much as you might think, because during this time Sigurd has a shield, but I'm not really using it for the shield per se. I'm using it to heal. Alright, so I don't like when Araji's in the middle. I'm going to use fire here, and I'm going to run Araji alone. I'm just going to do auto battle here. So he ends full, and if he doesn't, definitely retry. But I do try to prioritize water because right now I'm netting health. So basically I end up with more health at the end. That stun though stops them from attacking, which slows down the ultimate speed up. So we're gonna get our healing. So as you can see, we have more health coming out than going in. So by doing this room manually, we're able to walk out with full energy on everybody and extra health. It slows down the process, but you know, whatever. Alright, so we're going to remove Eden now. And our Angus isn't full yet, so I'm not going to use my Avalon yet. I want to show you what I do with the Avalon. There's very specific timing I use to initiate Avalon to ensure that Avalon is not delayed and then attacking at a very specific point, because if Avalon kills one of them, your Angus doesn't get filled up completely. So, alright. I don't like this room, so we're just gonna do auto again. Stuck with one of these rooms anyways. Well, we'll just use Araji, try to get things killed. Yeah. goes in that order. Get ready for the hit, tank. Alright, now we just sit back and do nothing. And once again, we're struggling with the Angus. He's not getting full energy. Yeah, and I still can't show this. I'll use Avalon until I can show what I'm talking about. My Angus life is lower, but I do need to make sure now when you're doing I'll do a fire room manually here. If you're not killing everything so quick, you want to make sure that the Eden always pulls down the Ignis. There, I was able to get the Vulcan in there as well. So it stops the Araji and the Vulcan. It's slightly off. I mean, you do have to take some of the fire blast in the face, but I mean that's not that big of a deal. We do need to make sure that we heal soon. If you tap this really fast, you should be able to kill everything before the Avalon. I think it's probably even like a half second. If you wait a half second, then Avalon is going to kill one of the other ones. And it's still a pretty quick room. Doing it manually, using the Avalon helps. It's marginal, but. I think I did that a little late, but we're okay. So as you can see, our Sigurd gets a lot of healing. It's a net positive. If you have weaker Titans, you're probably going to be a net negative. And what's going to be key is to make sure Ayari is healing. The frigid healing from the Hyperion, that's also going to be key. And I'm just going to wait on Nova. So we want to be fully charged right here. And some more healing. So as you can see, my Sigurd that used to have like 25% health now has like 90% health. That's because of that emphasis on those particular healing aspects. Let's see, Mari will die. I would like to keep Araji for the healing. I'll try it because it, but I'm gonna delay Araji. It shouldn't matter. Usually I like to use Nova to counter Araji, but if I'm gonna do auto Okay, I'm gonna restart that room. For some reason I lost where the mouse was. Now I don't even have to use Araji's Blast, but go ahead and do these then. If we get through that, maybe we can kill the Avalon. There we go. Okay, I was trying to exit out. I didn't like the fact that my Sigurd wasn't healed. Oh, sorry, I mean his energy refilled. Not that big of a deal. I actually have some flexibility. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use that. No, we do nothing. Okay, it's fine. Everything's good. Just had to time out some of that stuff. My Angus is pretty low in it. No, actually it's not. Okay, I could use this to illustrate here. So rapid hit Angus, and then after the second flash of the fist, I do the Avalon, and I've never had any problems with it. Where, like I said, if Avalon strikes at the and kills, he's gonna get the energy refill. So, but I can go back to. So we can just do auto. We could see his health. So we could actually look at. Okay, so how much damage was taken? So he's basically taking 1 million every single match. He's taking a million. I mean, that's going to be true if we're running Avalon. Yeah, look at this. By far, I need to emphasize Araji now. Because Angus is going to just take more damage. It's only because my Raji's so strong and this room is so weak because I haven't done it. It's going to be different for people. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I think with this we'll remove Iraji and we're going to put in Solaris. Solaris gets refilled here pretty quick. And there. Now we're just waiting on I'll go ahead and do that. I think I got time. Alright, yeah, so other than Ayari, I have a hard time keeping the Ayari full. But I did that healing. I didn't necessarily need to. How much health do we have? We'll just do auto then. He's taking 1 million per hit, and I don't know what health he has. That's an interesting question. Alright, so if seriously, well, yeah, if they're taking 1,000,000 each time, I could do 11 rooms. Is that what that's telling me? I don't know. That doesn't seem right to me. That doesn't seem right. Be nice if, oh, there we go. We'll get some more healing here. There we go. Yeah, so at round 132, 131, we get the second frigid healing. What was very interesting is I was getting the second frigid healing because the battle was taking long enough. Then I started increasing the strength of my heroes, and then they were killing them around 133. They were killing them too fast. So I was actually I wasn't gaining as much health as I could, because if you can get that second frigid healing in the last second, you're doing good. You're going to get more healing out of that. So it doesn't make sense if you're getting that on the edge. Don't start strengthening your. You see that's where less is more. If you kill them too fast, you're not going to get that extra healing. You're not going to be able to get that extra hit or two from your Titans to make sure that their energy is maxed out. So there's a sweet spot, which apparently isn't very hard to do. No, I do wonder if like somebody could run. I know I canceled an attack there with Nova, but that's fine. And I also can't cancel Mari there as well. Okay, let's see if I can align this. Alright, so I was able to stop Vulcan's attack. I just had to take a little bit of blast in the face. Not that big of a deal. If we go into the fire room and there's a Moloch there, I'm guaranteed to get the second frigid healing, just because he takes a couple extra hits to die. If he's not there, I typically don't get it because the battle doesn't last long enough. So I could probably mix up the Angus and the fire room. So you may think, hey, this is a bit slower by doing this room manually. But if you weren't doing this room, what would you be doing? You would be doing Angus or Araji. And what would happen to them? They would lose a little bit of health. Well, with these, doing this room manually, I can avoid taking damage on those, and this team is self-sustaining. I could do this room infinitely. All right. So I'm going to try this just like this, but I'm more inclined to either throw in Araji because I'm going against Earth Titans, but I don't want them to die so quick that my Angus is not going to be fully charged. I also want my Araji fully charged because those two will end up taking more damage in their solo rooms, and we do not want that. But I'm going to try out this, otherwise I will use Nova. Alright, I don't like all that damage. And basically I just kind of feel like it's unnecessary. No, we're going to try to... It's perfectly fine to find what works. So, as you can see, after I do my Angus, I do a delay. No, that was a mistake. My Angus is not going to be charged. I'm like, hey, I could just kill these. Just one, I think, will be fine. Alright, so I wait till they start to move after my Angus goes off, because I think stuff stacks. Alright, I'm perfectly fine with that. Full energy. Very minimal damage. What gets really bad is where, if I remember correctly, who is it? Ignis. Increases attack. Okay. Yeah, if you have an Ignis and an Eden throws a rock at you with the Ignis activated, it's gonna do a lot of damage. But it's not that bad. I do like mixed rooms like this. I don't care who's in this room, but if I see an Araji or an Eden, then I have to think about what I'm going to do. But what I'm going to do is we're going to use this room as an opportunity to just heal up from the damage we took last room. And I'm doing all this in a very specific order at very specific times. And you notice I'm not doing anything. I probably could have done the Sigurd Ayari as soon as they were charged, but Sigurd heals up very quickly, so it's not something I certainly that I need to worry about. All right, let's see here. Okay, this is another simple room. I would like to get some healing on the Araji. I wouldn't even use Araji. I just want the attack speed up. I wait to do Ayari until after my Sigurd, so I can get the full healing. Now they just die quicker. Once again, not doing anything. Just keeping those energy bars up. Yeah, see, what happens, and it's something to take in consideration, that if you go into a match with Araji and you use him right away, he's going to do his Fire Blast for 9 seconds, right? Then he's going to do an attack, And only then is he going to speed up. Alright, so basically what he does, he speeds up how often they attack. So one thing to take into consideration, alright, he's going to do this right after his first attack. He's then going to do the Herald of Flame. It's 8 seconds, sorry. 8 seconds. So what you could do, if you want this to be active, let Araji get to that point. Let him activate this and then do your flame if you're going to use him. That's an option. That way this is active. Okay. Like I said, if you activate his ultimate, all right, for 7 seconds, not 9 again, okay, for 7 seconds, he's going to do this. Then he's going to do his first attack. Then he's going to do the Herald of Flame. So if you want to wait 9-10 seconds for him to do this, then sure, go ahead and use the flame right away. Otherwise, just wait a couple seconds. And it doesn't take him very long, and he's going to get that activated. I don't like Araji here, but I'm going to do this match because so Nova is very useful, but it's very specific on what he does. It says at the enemy's back line. So typically this means the two farthest is going to get hit by the stun. Now when you go in here and you look at, oh, the Araji's in the third slot. He's not, right now only Hyperion and Ignis would get that shot. But Angus is going to kill the Hyperion before Araji goes off, I think. So I think Nova is going to hit Araji and Ignis. So we're going to go ahead and try that out and see if that's correct. So now we're just going to wait. Hyperion dies. Araji goes off. He did not get stunned. In fact, I don't even know what got stunned there. Anyways, those are the kind of things you kind of think about. I like, is that going to work? I could use the shield, but basically we're just going to go for the quick win here. We are using emulator, so sometimes the rooms will be a little slow and internet might not be perfect, so hopefully there's no issues there. Do this last second. Go ahead and activate that. We just wait to use our stun. Now I think I could use the well, at one point I was using Mari at the end, and if I timed it just right, the Ignis was dying from Mari's last hit and would fill up. It was really cool. Okay, so this is an instance where Raji is going to get hit with Nova. So we're going to go ahead and do it that way. I'm more prone to stunning than I am to healing. And we can do that because it's not going to be our Sigurd. Now we sit and wait. And stun. Oh, nice. It hit Vulcan too. Now, one thing to take in consideration, we took a lot of damage there, right? I could either deal with it, which I'm not going to. It took longer to get through the Moloch than I wanted. But if we switch to a Raji, he's strong against Earth Titans. So the Angus should end up dead before he does his ultimate. So we're gonna try that out. Wait till they move. Hit those. Last second. Go ahead and do some healing. I guess it doesn't matter when I do that, but there we go. So now I'm just gonna do nothing. See, we have a much better outcome. We have a lot more health. So that's the kind of thinking you need to do, and just try something out. Don't be afraid to exit out of the dungeon and do a retry. No, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to do this. I just don't like it because of my Nova's not going to be able to sting them. And why not just go here and hit auto? You know, you're done, right? Okay. And we're back to a room like this. Alright, so we have the Ignis. So if we get hit by a rock, it's probably going to do a lot of damage. So, the Sigurds are going to die quick. The Avalon will die before it does its ultimate, no doubt. I'm going to do the stun. Which, if you ever try to use Nova against Eden, Eden has to not pull down Nova. So you might have to retry. That happened like 5 times in a row once, which was quite annoying. Actually, don't do anything. Okay. Got a nice auto here. Now, I think I could probably do 20 of those. And it won't matter. Now we're gonna wait for there we go. Yeah, see, I'm not taking it in the face for very long, and I think overall I'm taking less damage if I just wait for the Vulcan, because they both are gonna get stunned. It's if I stun before, I'm getting hit in the face with a blast. So I might try this. How do we like our outcomes? I don't like a Raji. I mean, that's not that bad of an outcome. I might just take that. But I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to go ahead and use this early so I'm not getting the speed up. And not do anything. Perfect. So with that there, that was an issue where I waited for Raji to do the speed up, but it was too fast. It in a sense it shouldn't matter, but as you can see, using it worked because it was based on when things were dying. Eden as I'm back, so I could do that. I would just sit and wait. Actually, we'll hit that. Alright, you pulled down Nova, so we're jetting. Should die. Nice. Alright. Good outcome. Just had to work it. So for those longer fights, you'll notice that I'll typically do this Sigurd Ayari combination. You don't want to do it too late, even if it's needed, because you're not going to get the full amount of healing, and you're going to have to wait for it to charge up again to actually use it. So it's better to finish the fight with less health and keep these two charged, so that when you do these in a match, you're going to get the full amount of healing, the full seconds. It doesn't make any sense to just do one. Anyways, if I were to stop at any point during a run, one gets their 186 or however much Titanite they want, get to a checkpoint like this and just exit out. Just you're done. Don't activate the checkpoint. Okay. The reason being is, as soon as you activate that checkpoint, it's going to increase the difficulty of the dungeon. All right. Until you hit this, it assumes that you didn't make it through. So what it does is it puts you back at the beginning of this stretch after the previous checkpoint, and then you can actually redo those. So in a sense, you end up netting more per level if you basically just do your 186 and stop, and just do that every single day. Your Titans will grow at a rate that's faster than the increase in difficulty in the dungeon. Now, at some point, your Titans are going to be so strong that it's not going to really matter. You know, you just want to grind. Some people will go for this clear dungeon level here, which we're probably going to hit that, and they'll do that every day. Now think about that. They're getting 9 extra. That's how you grow. You get to a point where you can sit here every day if you want to. I mean, there's life too. You can't just sit here and spend 4 hours playing a single game. Okay. Alright, so we're going to take a look here. We're probably not going to be able to stun that. I wish I knew how that mechanic worked a little bit better. We'll try this out. Nice. Okay, okay. I'm like, I like to have you charged. It's important for the Hyperion to be charged. Because the way this reads to me is launches an ice wave that gradually becomes more powerful at the enemy's back line. So enemies next to the farthest one receives the highest damage. Nearby enemies receive reduced damage. So that may just have to do with the order and might not have anything to do. But as soon as you can use this, the better, because then you can. Now, there's been times where I delayed it, and that is when my Sigurd was gonna die, and the only way to keep him alive was to get that healing, and not delay it by using the attack. Because the frigid healing was doing more than the weapon health regeneration. But anyways. Now I could put Araji and not do anything, because it speeds up the attacks. And typically the idea is to leave Araji in there for that purpose, which I don't use Araji a lot. Now if I need to, I'll actually use Araji's ultimate, because I may actually need it. But we got 2 that die instantly, a third one. He's going to take a lot, so I'm going to do my Sigurd again. And now I'm going to sit here and wait. And it's okay that our Sigurd is not full. Now if you want to know what this looks like, the melting here. Isn't that beautiful? Because, like I said, I didn't do Fire Room for a very long time. And once I got to the tail end of the chart, let's see, I mean, stuff don't really need to be healed, but this is a weak room, so I should be able to net healing. Come on, emulator. I believe in you. It's computer Wi-Fi together with actually We do need to try to speed up. Oops, where's my mouse? Alright, so the two auto ones die. I'm probably not even gonna use my shield then. Yeah, perfect, yeah. So almost fully charged on everything. So now I'm gonna go back to when I can choose fire or earth just to speed up, not because, like I said, one should always do this room. He kneels, he gets smacked. Here comes the healing. There we go. Because like I said, the more you do this, the less damage you take on Araji and Angus. But I'm going to be trying to speed run through here. Now, one thing I don't like about auto and some of this stuff, like if I did auto in this room, I would win. That's not the point. That's not the point at all. Dang, he didn't... What the crap? He must not have been slowed down. Yeah, for example, if I did auto here, what's the problem? The energy. It will activate the ultimate 0.1 second. There. I canceled the first attack. Let's see if that's sufficient. No. What's different right now? Something's different. Putting my finger on it. Right there, I canceled that attack. I think that meant the attack didn't go through. So it should delay. Oh, I know what's going on. It's Vulcan, so this is when I take more damage because I don't get the second frigid healing, and for whatever reason Nova is not killing. What I could do when there's Vulcan is just not. Yeah, it's possible to just skip on the 2 Nova shots. Thinking maybe Araji, because the Earth Titans. Now do nothing. I don't like the fact that Angus isn't filled up. But we're going to run him on auto. He's going to take some damage. But it makes sure that he's filled up. Especially for those mixed rooms. Yeah, see, we could do the double Noah there. You know, it's probably possible, and I would need to experiment with this. Actually, I think I'm going to experiment with it. If we did Ignis with Araji, I'm wondering if in most circumstances we could run them both and the enemy would die faster as long as the Ignis wasn't hitting at that precise moment to kill any of them. I'm gonna try that out. I think that's probably even better. It's very possible. I forgot that I'll be focusing on speed right now. So basically my timings, I cancel the first Nova attack. I cancel the second Mari attack. Seems to work well. I don't know if by doing it this way it's less damage. Alright, now in my opinion, when Angus's health gets that low, I'm much more inclined this might be okay. Those two are gonna die, then those two, I don't know, if using the, it's just gonna melt. Now do nothing. Do we like it? I don't. Okay. I'm gonna try for a stun method. We can go ahead and do that because it's not going to heal the Sigurd. I feel better about that. Don't know. That's right, we were gonna try the Araji with Ignis. Should be good. The Fire Titan should keep us busy. And then keep Nova in the face. Okay, not ideal. It's probably as slow as I could do it though. Why not? Ba-ba-ba-dum. I'm going to use Mari here, right there. I'm not even going to bother doing a shield. I'm not. You notice that we end at 134 here. We don't get the second frigid healing. You know why? That's because Moloch wasn't there. So that's one thing to take in consideration too. Let's say you're choosing between two rooms and you're like, oh, I don't know if I have enough health or will have enough health after. Do I really want to do this room? Well, there is a Moloch, so we are going to get frigid healing twice on the Sigurd. If it's not like that, well, it's not going to work out so well. All right. Just keep going here. Mix it up. Fire takes less damage. Oh, that's right. I gotta remind myself we're gonna try the Ignis in there and do the auto. We can always exit out if we want to. Wait for the shield to get close to run out. Make sure that any attacks after the shield is gone is going to be diminished by the Mari. And then we're going to wait for that. Bam. We're able to... I think the first Nova strike really has a lot to do with lining that up a little bit more. At least that's been my experience. So we just keep rifling through. I don't know, I suppose at some point it can get kind of boring, but it's okay. See, there was a Moloch. We got the second. It makes the fight last a little bit longer because he tanks more hits. Well, not tanks more hits, but he has more health. It requires more hits to die. It just makes a lot more sense to... Alright. I want to avoid green for a while, if I can. Not always possible, but once I get about 50% health, then that's when, you know, I kind of want to emphasize some other room. And I gotta remember to try the Ignis. I gotta try the Ignis. Oh, I could wait for Nova to get that hit through. I guess it doesn't matter. I could probably do the same thing with the Mari. Yeah, see how I was able to get everything aligned just right. Amari's gonna be a little slow, but it might be okay. Sure. Oh dang it! I keep forgetting the Ignis. That's alright. Alright, Sigurd and Mari are gonna die instantly. And basically what's gonna keep this fight going is, yeah, we'll just use the Nova. Actually, we can go ahead and just do that before she hits. And then we just wait for the Nova. And see, we're too close to the end of the fight to do the Sigurd Ayari. I need to also find good timing to get the Hiraji into the fight. I'll let that hit go through. I'll let that hit go through too. Oops. I clicked on something. And, I'm going to experiment with different timing. I'm going to let Nova do his attack and do it immediately after the projectile leaves his hand. I'm going to do the same thing with Mari's second attack. I don't think it nets us anything. It does more damage. So he throws, leaves his hand, go. I just want to see how it aligns with everything. Yeah, I don't know. I think I could do Amari the second time as well. Like as soon as he, I'm gonna try that out as well. See, those are little things you can do. Just try it out. Can you get more ultimates going on? Can you delay them with stuns? Can you reduce their attack power more? As long as you're filling up at the end, or like with Nova, you're one hit away of getting your ultimate, or with Mari, you're at least 2 hits away from your ultimate. So, basic things to think about. Alright, so once again, Angus is going to kill the Sigurd and Hyperion pretty quick. And it's going to be hard to get to the Angus, because we got to get through the Mullen. So, we could either go healing to counter, or we could do the Uraji. We're going to try the Uraji first, because we can get some healing. Alright, that should tank while we heal up. That's fine if Hiraji's 1 hit away. Or we can also avoid fire if we don't want to get the extra damage. Where are we on the Angus? Yeah, go ahead and just kill him. Alright, remember, fire room. We're going to do the Uraji. And look at that, we got ourselves some loot. And you notice I got 234 of those. I saved those, by the way. That's an important note, which I can throw in here real quick, is the fact that I never open up these spheres unless there's an extra incentive to do so. It's called double dipping. Okay. If I open these spheres right now, I just get the spheres. If I wait for the Titan event, guess what? Not only do I get these spheres, but I get additional resources. Alright. Only use resources when you're incentivized to do so. For example, we also have the Titan tournament of power. Well, what does that tell you? If you can, only upgrade your Titans during that tournament. So you can get extra energy, you can get some extra stuff. If you can, why not? If you're able to go through dungeon and play it for as long as you want. Look at that, 1610. Like, just don't do it. Same thing with the summoning spheres, hold on to them. Because the game will give you extra resources for doing it. And there's no real hurry. There really isn't. I know that one might be a little more inclined to use them if they're trying to, especially early on, but I found at some point it just wasn't necessary to use resources at all. Only when you have to. The way I see it, as long as you're achieving your goals, you don't need to be impatient. It's all about resource management. You can double and triple dip with your resource usage. What are we going to do here? I don't like the Ignis here with the Eden or the Iraji. I just feel like I don't like it. I'm gonna try this. I need more damage being thrown at them. Well, I don't kill him.
We are the Guardians of Dominion.
Okay, well, I kind of, at that point, I don't know, I just kind of didn't care. I'm kind of curious how much damage you're going to take if I do auto here. Okay, so why do you think that I don't have full healing there? It's because the Sigurd ends up dying before I'm charged up.
I am a warrior of the goddess.
Yeah, look at the damage. Okay, so this happens, I believe, because, and you have to watch this if you do auto. It must have executed the Angus after the death of the guy or something. I have no idea how that outcome even comes about. But I know that we were taking so much damage as a result of our little mishap. I'm actually curious about something. If you do this too early, you miss. Okay, I did some damage. We get the pull down. Well, now we can just kill him. It won't affect my Angus. Do I like the health on the Angus? No. I was just checking it out. It's not the issue. This is the easy room here because we have 3 or they're gonna die like right away.
Justice is on our side.
Oh well, we have to wait for the Angus. Yeah, that's right. Kind of a shame. Yeah, they're gonna die pretty quick, so.
May your soul find
Yeah, I don't like. Sometimes I just have to take certain outcomes just because I'm not going to do that room over and over and over again. If you have to, then yes. We keep the Nova again. The key players, these first 3 that I'm doing, as key players. Those are ones that were more important.
Darkness shall not prevail. Justice from the heavens.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing. You'd be surprised how productive doing nothing actually is.
Chaos has no place in
I
this
would do
land.
fire because it's quick. But I don't know. I don't think I need to worry about it. I was thinking of using Solaris for healing, but I don't need to worry about it so much, to be honest. I'm trying to go fast. If I find I go too fast, now we wait for Nova. He hit his knee, and we go. And heal. And normally I would emphasize the water room. I probably should in certain instances. This I think will be okay. Now we just sit here and relax. Takes a while. I think you can do about 1,000 per hour, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I think I could get away with doing that strat. Where you let Nova do her damage. And you let Mari do the second hit. That might be better. Here, I just remembered. So we're going to retry and then retreat. We're going to go in and we're going to try this out. Auto battle. Okay. So, in my opinion, using this should be fine. We'll see if it comes up with any complications, because it could save more energy. Because if the Ignis activates at the beginning or at some point in between, which there's going to be some variability here as to when they die and whether or not Ignis is going to get a fist in there and mess up the charge. Alright, so he did activate, which meant, but I want to take a look at that, no damage. We took no damage at all in that run, like because he killed them faster with the Ignis. I was always taking damage. No. Okay, wait for the Nova thing to leave the hand. And wait for the Mari thing to leave the hand on the second. And let's see when this dude goes off here. See, I did the ultimate with the Nova, but when I did it, it killed. So I was kind of like, I should be using this right now. Here, I want to see what this mix is. Actually, this is a good mix. Because this, basically any combination of dudes where it doesn't have Eden or Araji is when I typically want to use for healing. Now the thing is, I don't really have to do that. I can just do auto battle here. So yeah, gotta watch the whole thing, because see, even after me doing it for so long, I'm always thinking about tweaks. Okay, I'm always thinking about little tweaks. Now, this is a slightly different story. So if I delay the second, then I can kill with my Nova. Yeah, see, they're not taking damage at all. That's, you just sit there and do that infinitely, because... Alright, 3 of these are going to die. So we're just going to do this to the Solaris here. Apparently we're not losing anything, so... Yeah, so my apologies for using the... Yeah, we're not going to do anything. Hopefully Sigurd takes him out. Good. Look at that. We're at Well, I mean, we didn't start. We started with like 500. We only did like 1200. Like I said, it takes a while. Alright, we took no damage. So fire rooms are just free, I guess. At least for right now. At least for right now. Don't think that's always going to be the case. This is a very special case where the fire rooms weren't used at all. I don't know. I don't think we need to do anything. I was gonna use Nova there for a second, but I'm like, no. Let's stop. Okay, this is gonna be an easier room. Three Water Titans, they die. Yeah, we just have to sit here and wait. Basically, the way you think about it is, the more Water Titans in the enemy mixed room, the quicker they're gonna die, the less damage you're gonna take. Perfect opportunity to do some little bit of healing. Still no damage. That's probably gonna be for a while. I'm not even sure if that's like really instructive for anybody, because who's gonna be in this situation? But like I said, my earlier videos show me avoiding fire at all costs, so they're very weak. They're very weak. We're gonna have 2 die. If we did the Angus Araji combo, I think we would melt through this pretty quick. But that's part of the problem. You don't want to melt through them quick. So I'll give you an example. I'll just go ahead and throw it in there. Wait till he's powered up. Do this. Do that. Okay. Did you see the problem here? Look at my Hyperion. Look at my Sigurd. The energy isn't up yet. So we're not going to want to use Araji. Well, at least not activate it. But you could still utilize it because he still does a lot of damage to Earth Titans. So we're going to try this without activating it at all. As counterintuitive as that may seem. Now, can we kill it before it hits me with the rock? No, but that's okay. Let's just stand here and take it in the face. You got a lot of health, and you have a lot of healing capability. So, that's gonna be fun. I'm watching these results too. Every time I hit auto, I'm watching the results to make sure the Iraji has full energy. Waiting for that internet connection. I think it's just a combination between just the Wi-Fi and the emulator and the game server. Just wait for it. So even in the midst of this run, I learned something. Yes, the chart basically says use Araji with Ignis, but I wasn't doing that. But now I know why. How much damage? I didn't. I'm still not taking damage. But his health is low. Well, it must be because of that last fight. Yeah, there was just something about that. Crazy. Alright. Hyperion, right away. Sigurd last second. As soon as it leaves the hand of Nova. Throw that. For the second Mari leaves the hand. Go. Now we hover about. Waiting for Nova. We're gonna wait for the kneeling. And go. Now we got them both. Now we do nothing else. Got the second fidget healing and we're done. High health, full energy. Perfect. So out of curiosity, what's the health on him? I don't think it matters. We're not taking any damage. So it's just free fire rooms. Yeah, no damage, free fire rooms. So you get to a point where you get free fire rooms, I guess. 3 of these are gonna die quick. Vulcan's gonna die quick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep a Raji in there, but I'm not gonna use it. Just gonna wait. Yeah, it's probably the best I was gonna get there. I mean, what can you do? At this point, I'm thinking, okay, what else is there to talk about or to do? Yeah, I'm actually gonna just use that. And we do kill things a lot with the Sigurd, so I'm gonna use the shield. But we're gonna make sure when he goes down on his knee, we're gonna smack him. And then we just sit and do nothing. You're probably wondering, well, why aren't you hitting the ×2 for a second? Well, it's because I don't pay. I'm completely free to play in this game. Let's see, who's gonna get the healing? Yeah, so there's still a lot of health and shield going on over there, so doing the Sigurd plus the Ari combo is going to be good. Now I just sit and wait frigid healing kicked in. Now we have full energy and our health is looking good. I'm gonna feed puppies in an hour and a half, so make sure I'm available for that. Wait for the second throw on Mari. Go. And sit and wait for the Nova. Stun. No, we don't have to do the Mari here. I kept thinking that maybe I should use the Mari, because if the Mari kills with the last hit and is within 2 hits, then we could set that up for using 2 Maris. It's not a bad idea. So with a fully charged, yeah, we're still taking 1,000,000 every single time we do that. I'm gonna counter his Zaraji, because Zaraji in front there is annoying. You may be thinking, well, we don't need health from the IRA. It's not the health, it's the charge that we're getting. Alright, I waited the last second to see if the Angus was going to finish it off. Kind of important. The Hyperion, not so much. Even though we would pretty much melt through the mixed room, right now we're trying to go fast. Normally we'd do the water room, but we're trying to go fast. Just keep going fast. Because it's not like if we lose and we die or something that there's not going to be this. Well, look how long it took. So in this particular instance, for whatever reason, we timed things out okay. But I think it had to do with the amount of damage that's not being done. So you wait till that throw. Do this as soon as we can. Wait for that throw. Yeah, it's weird, huh? Oh, I think it really has to do with the amount of damage that's being dispersed in the first attack with a fully charged Hyperion. Speedrun time. Gotta go fast. These are gonna die, and the blue are gonna die, and the orange. the orange are gonna get a lot of damage. So we might be able to stun that. I'm gonna go for a little extra healing, I guess. Okay, well, let's see how that helps me. If it takes longer, that's fine. We'll just do more Sigurd and IRE stuff. But man, hopefully we can just wait it out and get fully charged. There we go. Don't like the damage we had to take to accomplish that, but see, that's why it's so important to be fully charged. Otherwise you end up in these situations where you're just doing so much waiting, and I don't like Sigurd's position, so we need to switch over to doing a little bit more. Let's get his health up. Just do that a couple more times. I should be fully healed. So I probably won't go the full 4,000. That's probably what people are thinking from the title, but I think it's more important just to give you a sample. You're almost fully healed again. Yeah. This is the way. I'm gonna try the second Amari there. I don't like that. Alright. Yeah, I mean, it has in the past. And it really depends. of how everything aligns. From the strength of the Titans you're going against, what Titans you're going against, what strategy you use, what your strengths are. Give me a second. And by a second, I actually mean a minute. Okay. See where we're at. I like the way I'm doing this water room now. I think that's even better though. Just doing a little bit more damage, I guess. Do all this, all that, before the Nova hits. I'm okay with that outcome. We're all pretty healed, so it's not imperative. So we're trying to go fast, so I'm willing to take more damage. Once you know what you can handle. Alright, I took that face, hit the hit, I took that hit in the face because I was a little slow on the Nova, but it's okay. If it wasn't okay, then we could just retry it. I'm not going to use the Raji. But I will use that's alright. I like how you already be a little bit more charged, but I'm trying to go fast now. It's a speed run. Now it's possible that somebody's Titans aren't strong enough to be able to do solo Angus and the Ignis Araji. Now one might ask, well, how is it doing more by having less Titans? Because when a Titan kills somebody, they get energy boost. And if the energy boost is going to the one that does the most damage, it's a little early. I wonder if I can kill it before I took the hit. I don't want to take the hit. I would have been perfectly fine. I just did the Nova too soon. The longer you wait with the Angus, try to get at the tail end. Yeah, see that time he knelt before he did something else. That's why I made these progression videos. because one is going to be at different stages. Okay, I didn't time those out well. See, I took a lot more damage because I didn't have everything aligned. Extra healing. Don't even need it. I'm not even worried about it. Trying to go fast here, otherwise I do water. Sit away, heal, and go. Just do the basic here, and then sit and wait. Use Nova here to counter. And sit and wait. Angus is a little low, but He's one hit away, so we'll take a little extra damage here. You took 500,000 or so more. You go the healing route. That was a mistake. I'm gonna wait. See, 133. In a second or two, we would have gotten the healing. We'll just go to 3,000. like his health. This is fascinating. I think I'm just gonna use the Angus. This, and then don't do anything. I took the Vulcan in the face. But the Fire Titan still had a lot of health. Now I used the Mari there, which was fine. Because they have a lot of health, the Mari will. My Angus is getting a little low. It's okay if your Nova's not fully charged, then I'll just do it once. It's not that big of a deal. Do nothing. I might be willing to do this. Just 3 of them are gonna die quick. The healing should offset. Notice how that one Ayari is activated. It also charges up the Solaris. See if we can get to 4. Still not taking damage. Raji, I think, is taking some damage. Yeah, see, he took a little bit of damage there, so I'll make sure that we heal him up here soon. I'm gonna redo that because I must have missed his kneeling. Must have been too soon or something. Yeah, I think when we don't get the Hyperion completely charged up, changed the dynamics. I got 45 minutes. Yeah, it does change the dynamics a lot. And remember, we gotta heal up our Raji. So as soon as we get to a mixed room, we need to put a Raji in it. Yeah, see, Mari took him out. Mixed room. Raji healing. I'm fine with the sound count. Now do nothing. So no damage that time. It's probably because there isn't an Eden, maybe? It might be when there's an Eden and an Agnes. We'll keep an eye on that to see if that's the case. Probably could have done better. Ignis took a hit, huh? Fascinating. Yeah, just do nothing. I'm gonna take some damage here, but I don't like it. It's too much damage. So we can try to counter, or we tried to heal. There's heal, counter, and damage. You could do one of the other. He pulled down Nova. Do nothing? Do another 40 minutes and then we'll stop. Where is it fully charged? Might be able to hit 4,000. Do nothing. I'm gonna do this because of the healing. I wonder what my health is on the... I gotta pay attention to the health of the Ignis. This health is fine. For our purposes, we don't have to try to work them in. Now we need a mixed room. Because we got some healing to do. Patient, wait for it. Sometimes he moves, does a shot, and then kneels. Sometimes he moves and then kneels. I think it all has to do with the precise timing of the first shot. Angus is getting low, so we'll just do water rooms until we can get them mixed. There's a mixed room for healing. I don't like that so much. I'm good mixture for healing. 2 will die and there's no super titans. Do some healing at Ignis soon. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It just means Araji's going to take the hits instead. I'm going to guess it's Avalon who's hitting the Ignis. Come on, I got 30 minutes. I'm gonna hit that 4,000 mark. Now, was it necessary for me to do all this grinding for 4,000? No, not at all. Because I have enough gold, I have enough I have enough soul stones. Basically you don't want to grind what I'm doing right now. Because as long as you have resources, all you're doing is waiting for the dust, fairy dust. So it's not required. In fact, it's probably a good thing to sit and wait. Multiple room. There's some Ignis in there. Then we can do some extra damage, kill them off faster. Then we get some healing. Alright, well I got some healing on him. as much. It's a tough room to try to do that in. See if we can counter at least one of them. I'm gonna get one hit on him first and then blue rooms. Just to get my cigarette back up and running. Three will die quick, right? Let's do healing. Hit with a rock, but it's gonna be okay. Yeah, it's not a big deal. There's certain ones you don't have to worry about taking damage, such as your Solaris, your Hyperion, your Ayari, because they're gonna get healed up. In 23 minutes. Perfect timing. Whenever the game is ready. We should be able to hit 4,000. Okay, the internet. That's why I didn't stream the content. I always do a local recording. I'll kick back in here in a minute. Raji, because the two waters will die quick, I think we'll just do a healing one here. In fact, we'll put it in Raji and not use them. So I get more health in the Araji then. That's my main concern. We can always heal back up here in the blue rooms. I need to delay just slightly more on the Sigurd. I think it's fine. Just being mindful of what your Titans can do can yeah, we're trying to go fast. So otherwise I would probably do the mixed room. Using Nova to counter the Iraji. Ignis is taking damage. I don't like that so much. I'll probably stop in 20 minutes as opposed to stopping at 4,000 because we started at 500. If we're going to say how to get 4,000 Titanite, it's probably best that we at least get close to it before I have to stop. Internet is having fun again. I think after I do this video, this might be my last video that I do in this, I don't know. Because 5,000 Titanite it's a much longer video, and I think I already have everything in here that I want. All the strats that I use, it's all here. I think between all the videos, all the once again, I probably would do the mixed room, but I'd probably do the water room there. Probably the mixed room. Yeah, just watch the Vulcan when he drops to his knee. Notice how originally my English wasn't taking damage? Now it is. So we'll need to strengthen this team. so we're not taking the damage. I'm not used to putting Ignis in a mixed team though. But I'm less concerned about the Ignis because we can drop the Ignis and just use the Iraji alone for quite a while, so. I'm going to try Nova to counter the Iraji. We can use that now. Because we got the shield coming up, I'm going to utilize the Sigurd and Ayari. Now we'll just wait. As soon as I don't see Super Titans, I'll see if I can throw in Ignis. That we're quitting soon, so it doesn't really matter if we're 100% efficient. In fact, my Ignis could die, and it won't matter. I'll check out that mixed room. I don't need to heal anything here, and I don't like the fact that I have to counter something. Once again, it doesn't matter if the Ignis dies. Ignis is extra. Yeah, we'll switch over to blue, that room. "12 minutes. I don't know if we're gonna hit our goal in the time that it's allotted. It's okay. I think it's close enough to justify how to get 4,000 Titanite. But I can see where some of my weaknesses are. That's the other thing to take into consideration is when you're doing a grind of 1,000, 2,000, you need to be mindful of what seems to be a weakness. Well, Ignis needing healing, that's a weakness. So I need to think about, how do I incorporate Ignis healing? How do I make him stronger? And again, normally we would avoid using fire rooms. We would do the blue room here, this room, more than anything else. But we're trying to go fast so that we can get the Titanite for the video, and that's pretty much the only reason. But I'm still going to be mindful of, hey, I should probably be mindful of, well, how can we do that? Now, of course, it's only going to be relevant if a long grind is something that I'm going to do, which I typically don't. I don't typically sit here for X amount of hours and do this. I'm only doing it because I can, for the sake of this video. Otherwise, I would just stretch this out, do a 186 every day. Plus, the reason why we're taking damage now is that the more we do the fire room, the more
We are the guardians of Dominion.
the more we're struggling.
I am a warrior of the goddess.
Now we're gonna do nothing. So he's completely healed. So I think it's kind of a non-issue. Next, we'll heal up the Araji. 8 minutes. I got 8 minutes left. I'll probably put the Raji in there just so he can heal. Plus, he's gonna burn through so we can kill that. Now do nothing. Not ideal for the Angus, but
Remember what we fight for, Guardians.
okay, he's healed. These will die quick, and because Avalon is there, we'll get my dudes back up in good order.
Justice is on our side.
Now I'll just sit and do nothing. We got the frigid healing, so that was good. So now we're sitting pretty again, so not that big of a deal, right? I'm gonna actually utilize my Angus and my Araji.
May your soul find peace.
And then sit here and do nothing. Raji's so easy to heal up. I'm gonna take some damage here. We're at 6 minutes. Keep going.
For Dominion!
I'm gonna use, because of the fire titans, they'll absorb some of the.
Darkness shall not prevail. Justice from the heavens.
I'm kind of hoping we wouldn't take that rock. We weren't ready to. That did more damage than I was expecting. That's okay. My Raji's not the one that's taking the damage here.
Chaos has no place in Dominion.
Alright, we'll just do... This will be an easy one, so we'll just not use the Raji. In fact, I might not even use the Hyperion. No, just sit and do nothing. I'm okay with damage on my Sigurd because he's the easiest to heal. Okay, 4 minutes. So yeah, we've done about 4,000 Titanite. It's not hard to do once you build your Titans just right. Yeah, not worried about health anymore because we're on the tail end of our run. Well, 3 minutes. All right, keep going. We'll actually go. Do some extra healing here. We'll go to 4,500. That way we could do exactly 4,000. We have enough time here. No, I'll just sit and do nothing. We'll just. Like I said, you know, use the blue rooms if you have to. Use the levels. Their bikes are faster than ours. Alright, one more. One more. And that'll be good on... that'll be perfect timing too. Wait for the kneeling. Oh. Just get to the next checkpoint and then leave it alone. Alright, and that's it. 4,000 Titanite. Because we started with like 500 something, so. And it is 7 o'clock my time, so that's my time to get going. Alright, thanks for watching. Hopefully this was instructive. It's a lot of the same stuff, but I am doing some decision making in the midst of it. and stuff like that. So it does get easier, it does get better as your Titans get built. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you enjoyed it, certainly be sure to subscribe and give the video a like. If you have any questions, be sure to utilize the comments on YouTube, and I will respond to you.